In the complaint, it talked about a text message that was sent through a third party and where the treasurer asked that you wear a tank top. What was the nature of that text?
Well, and see, that's a cherry-picked piece out of a text. When you look at the whole text, apparently it was two staff members who are friends talking about what's the attire for an event coming up. Mr. Michalowski volunteered that he would wear his toupee. You know, it was a back-and-forth Joe thing. I wasn't there. I wasn't involved. It was on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, how did you meet Ed?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, years ago?
Recall. Oh, I mean, it's been probably 15 years. I don't even recall. I mean, I think it was through mutual friends, probably.
Hey, let me just get your reaction again. Last night during the debate, I think you brought up in the press conference, too, that Rauner's fingerprints are all over this. Is there any other evidence besides his previous work with Svensson?
Well, there's that, and here, there's lots of dots out there, and it's for the political world to connect them. I mean, there's an outside super PAC that you don't disclose who's funding it and behind it that has run ads against, Congressman Aaron Schock in Peoria to try to get him out of the governor's race. Today, there are ads that are running against the three candidates, not Mr. Rauner from a super PAC out of Ohio, the same state that the last one was. The discussion about, wanting to destroy his opponent. So, I mean, I think it's become abundantly clear that I am the one between Mr. Rauner and the nomination, and it's easier to take down who your next closest opponent is, and that's, I believe, I candidly believe this is all political. I believe it is all calculated, and I'm not going to put up with it because, number one, it's not true, and number two, we're going on with this campaign.
Dan Rutherford joining us here, Illinois State Treasurer, Republican candidate for governor.
Back to questions about the complaint. Were you ever at Brown's Bar in Springfield and said to him, if you go home with me, you can have anything you want in the office?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
And did he ever go to Ham and report anything or any inappropriate behavior?
In my discussions with Ham, the answer is absolutely not. And Kyle Ham is the chief of staff for the treasurer's office, and absolutely not.
And when you were at the Republican National Convention back in August 2016, did you ever ask him to go to your hotel room?
Absolutely not. Tampa Convention, he went out on his own volition to visit his sister in Tampa, came to a reception cocktail party during one of the convention things. There was people there all around, and there's no, I absolutely did not do that.
All right. Another allegation made on December 4th, 2013 at a holiday party. You allegedly put your hands on his shoulder and said, wow, you need a full body massage.
Absolutely not.
Because in that
we
section,
were
he said that another individual saw you do that and described it as creepy.
Then I would look forward to that opportunity to discuss that and have it be known, because that is absolutely not true. We were at a holiday party of a common friend, a mutual friend, I should say, and there were 50, 60 people there.
Mr. Rutherford, let's get your reaction. As happened last night, this is from Channel 7, this audio, where Kirk Dillard asked you straight out.
Treasurer Rutherford, are there any more allegations of sexual harassment coming at you from anyone else?
And the crowd reacted the same way I think a lot of us do to those kind of questions. Your thoughts?
Well, we were at a debate with three of us. Mr. Rauner did not show. And there was a time when there was a question to be asked of each of your challengers, and we were talking policy. We were talking future vision of the state. We were talking about voting records. And that was where this whole discussion was going. And when he brought that up, I thought it was absolutely inappropriate. The crowd reacted exactly the same way. And, there's no hiding what I'm, out there trying to present and talk and being on the show with you and the press conference I had yesterday. I just think that during a substance debate on public policy, because that's where what I want to talk about, for him to bring that into that, I thought was out of line.
Now, Ed claimed also in the complaint that he was hospitalized for a while with severe headaches. At that time, back in 2012, did he blame his illness on pressures he was facing at the office?
I'm going to be very sensitive about talking about his medical issues. I will just say that nothing has been brought to me, nor do I believe anyone within our staff that it was because of that reason of his hospitalization.
Now, I know you have to have a strong stomach when because anybody could file a lawsuit and allege anything against anyone. I'm very well aware of that. How are you handling this?
I'm handling it well, because the content part in my mind is the fact that I know these allegations are false. The part that does cause me to say, all right, come on, this is all politics. Illinois is a hardball state. And you look at the timing to it, I don't think there's anyone in politic planet that doesn't understand that the timing of this has to be nothing more than a political move.
Yeah, I know. If I was being harassed at work for 2.5 years, I would not tolerate 1 day of it, let alone 2.5 years of it. I don't care how broke you are. You know, you have to have some self-respect and get out of the situation.
And Amy, I'm going ahead with this campaign. I mean, you know, I'm doing, you know, when requests are made, I'm doing interviews. I'm looking the cameras in the eye. I'm going on the campaign trail, and we've got a tremendous outpouring of support. You know, the number of emails, the people that are donating small dollars online, the people that are appearing at the events to pick up yard signs are coming in with $25, $50, $100 checks and said, we don't believe any of this stuff. You stand strong, Dan. You keep doing what you're doing because we believe in you. And I've got a true vision of where I see Illinois going. And, you know, if nothing else, I think this also shows leadership. When you're under stressful and hard situations, these are the kind of things that a governor is going to have to deal with in hard and stressful times as well. And that's why I'm standing tall.
Could you refute the charges? Just going, look, this is he's saying one thing, I'm refuting these charges, I'm denying them, without bringing Rauner into it. I mean, would you have a better defense? You think with a lot of our you know, on our side, conservatives going, okay, deny the charges, but don't just hit at one of your competitors.
Fair enough. You know, we're dealing with a court of public opinion right now. We're not dealing with the courts of facts.
I know. And that's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah, it is. And that's
especially 5 weeks ahead of a primary, which is just atrocious timing.
And early voting has started. People can go vote right now. And you know, there's no question. I think that in my mind, let me say no. There's no question in my mind, and I think from anyone else that this absolutely reeks from a political move. And, you know, again, we're standing tall. We're moving forward.
And I've heard Ben Bradley ask you this question, and Mark Brown and other journalists. Does your sexuality, does this have to play into any of this? I mean, are you gay? Are you going to be coming out and saying that you're gay, or does that not matter at all?
Well, here, you know, number one, no, I'm not gay. And I understand the you know, the attempts to try to weave all this into it, but no, that's we're moving forward.
Secretary Treasurer, we appreciate your time this morning. It's always great having you on the program, and we admire your availability.
Well, and I'm, you know, we're not ducking any of this. We're going right up front. We're going right at it. We're continuing our race for governor. And I appreciate the opportunity to have the chance to visit with you. Thank you, Big John. Thanks, Amy.
Have as good a day as you possibly can. Forge ahead.
I am going to. Thank you.
Thank you. Dan Rutherford on our turnkey.pro answer line.